Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. It's good to deliver to you a case study about transforming the retail experience with immersive AV system. I am Ahmed Algoahry. I am working as a senior sales engineer at Baud Telecom company in Saudi Arabia. I have about 12 years old experience in AV systems. If you need to have more information, there is my LinkedIn profile link in the presentation. Our agenda today is to give a small introduction to discuss how the retail sector is embracing Pro AV systems, how to use the AV to embrace the potential customers, and we'll discuss our case study, main idea, collected data was dedicated. Our case study also will discuss design, implementation, and finally, if there is any discussions, and there was some design tips we'll deliver here in our presentation. First of all, before I deliver my presentation, I need to introduce my network. In our life, we have our family in our home. I have a wife. This is my secret of happiness. I have a small kid is like a small brave man. I have also a small cute baby called Sarah. She is my heart. Anyway, also I have a father who's about 70 years old, and mother, and one brother, 2 sisters. And I have my friends also, close friends, and my colleague in my company, and my colleague in my university. So we have a lot of network relations around us. This is our life. This is our networked life. The AV is like this. Our networked AV, we have AV control system. It is like you. You are in the middle. This you. And you have another main systems like your close family and your father, mother, sisters, brothers, and your colleague and your friends. And everyone have some skills and have some personality, and you need to deal with everybody as a standalone with his character, not based on your character only, and you need to consider others' personality. This is our challenge in audiovisual. It is our life. It's audio systems, and audio systems have subsystems like microphones, speakers, amplifiers, and so on. We have video system, we have like main display system, secondary display system, LED, LCD, backlight LED, whatever, and so on. We have another main system, AV source inputs, how you can connect your source inputs as an audio, video content to your AV systems. And finally, light control systems. These are our main systems. It's like our life. It's like our life. Every system have a dedicated characteristic, and every system and every subsystems, you need to understand very well its characteristics and functionality in order how to survive your clients and customers. What is the considerations that we need to consider for AV system? From my point of view, we have 4 main points. From the end user direction, we need to understand the behavior of our end user and to deliver for him simple design and simple use for the system and friendly system, and also to understand very well the needs of our client and the customers. Second main point we need to consider is the area where we will install the audiovisual systems. We need to consider the architecture. We need to consider the interior design, functionality. Where is this systems will be installed, the behavior and the environment, temperature, humidity, if it is dusty or not, waterproof or not, working time, also we need to consider. The third main consideration we need to consider is the technology. We need to deliver to our client and to our customers latest technology and suitable technology, and to consider the integration with his existing systems and the future systems. Last but not last is the operation and the maintenance. We need to consider in our AV design what we will do, how the customer, how the client will operate and maintain this system. Who will do it? What is his experience? We need to consider. We need to deliver to our client easy solution. And also, and it is good point and important point we need to consider for retail sector is the cost. Everyone check his return of investment for the delivered solution on his life, on his commercial, on his business. Now we'll discuss how the retail sector is embracing Pro AV systems. First is to engage their customers. Customers remember unique, engaging, and very positive retail experience. Pro AV systems can be used to entertain and dazzle every customer, provide a higher level of customer service, enhance their shopping experience, and encourage them to return in the future. Second point, to promote their brand. Retail advertising and in-store design is becoming increasingly visual, with retailers investing heavily in signage and technology that will help to establish and enhance their brand. Pro AV systems that include projectors, digital signage, speakers, and audio systems, and creative lighting help to reinforce the look and the feel of a company's brand, whether it is high energy and useful or mellow and relaxing. Third, to improve the service. While audiovisual technology can be used to dazzle customers in the store, behind the scenes, it can be used in very different ways. Systems such as video conferencing and chat can encourage real-time collaboration between sales staff and the team members of corporate or in other branch locations, both locally or globally. Fourth point, to train staff. Video conferencing, chat, and desktop sharing applications and the other AV systems can also help with training retail employees. Not only does a higher level of collaboration enable enhanced in-house training and personal development, it is also ideal for training remote employees. And this important point. Last point, shopping experience. The shopping experience has changed drastically During the past 2 decades, consumers now carry the power of search, compare, transact in the palms of their hands. Wherever they go, yet many shoppers, especially millennials, are still drawn to engagement that only real-world shopping can provide, experiences that can't find on their phones. This means extensive use of immersive audiovisual design and technology. Now, we need to check how to use the AV to impress the potential customers. As the consumer media grows ever more sophisticated, it is more and important to enlist the services of an AV integrator who can help use audio and video to impress potential customers. Whether you need a simple projection system or are ready to explore the potential of multi-screen presentation, 3D or deep color, the key point here is to deliver creative and innovative ideas. All technologies of AV is available. Everything is available now, but how to deliver it to your client? The only way to impress your customer is to provide him creative and innovative solutions and ideas. Building a high-impact AV systems would be easy, but every room is different, and every customer has different needs. So you need to have enough experience optimizing the custom audio and video systems. As I told you, this our challenge in AV systems is like the challenge in our life. You have your close family live in your home. You have your father, you have your mother, you have sisters, you have brothers, you have friends, you have your colleague, you have your neighbors. All these relations, how to deal with these relations and how to balance all these relations, and you are in the middle. You are in the middle of this network. This is our challenge in AV system. How to embrace your client, how to embrace your customer. The only way at all is to deliver creative and innovative idea. You need to put this in your mind. Now, we'll discuss our case study. The main idea, there is a key wholesaler in Saudi Arabia called Abu Dawood. It's partner for Procter & Gamble. They need to design and manage an innovation center in Saudi Arabia to demonstrate their organization commitment to innovation. They use the facility of audiovisual to conduct consumer focus groups, collaborate with clients, and simulate realistic in-home or in-store conditions. Their goal is to support their retailer companies with research and development of innovative methods of doing business in their modules, in their markets. So they need to enhance the shopping experience. They need to know the customer behaviors and how their retailer companies deal with it. They need to understand the customer behavior very well. They need to enhance their shopping experience to deliver a good service to their end user. Again, in order to visualize for you the main idea, we have Procter & Gamble and its whole partner seller in Saudi Arabia. They are working together to make innovation center to enhance the shopping experience, and to understand the customer, the consumer behavior, to survive their retailers companies like Carrefour, Ben Dawood, and Hyperbanda in Saudi Arabia. Now, we'll check the requirement of our client in our case study. First, they have some rooms. This rooms is arranged one by one. So they have room 1 is acting as reception and archive room. They need to add a display area with 3 by 0.5 meter on a concrete wall with the smallest thickness as we can, and acting as a digital content display. Every word here have an impact in our design. When we say smallest thickness, we need to consider this thickness. They need this thickness don't to be more than 10 centimeter. And it is a challenge at this time from 1 year ago. Also, they need to add 3 projectors acting as animation display. Second room is called the collaboration room. They need to add touch presentation display with 3 by 1.5 meter. Imagine that you need to have a screen, big screen, to be touch also. And they need to add 4 projectors to be used for animation display. And they need to add audio system with wired headphone. Again, every word, you take it from your client, from your end user, have an impact in your design. So, at the same time, my message to the retailer, to the end user, whatever he wholesale retailers, sellers or retailer companies, every word you say have an impact in AV design. Every word you say have a cost in the design. So we need to be precise. This is a message to our retailers. And I have a message here also to the system integrator. You need to be patient with your end user. We need to be patient with your client and the customer. You need to explain for him what is the impact of every word he say, and to understand very well his needs. Again, they have room 3 is acting as consumer lab, is like shopper physiology. We have 255 touch screen portrait for digital content, 542 digital signage screens, and 155 plus 432-inch screen for product presentation to be turned on at need. And also he need to add shutter door control. Room 4 is acting as a retail room, mini market. 6, they need to add 632-inch product presentation screens and to be turned on at need. Also, in this room, they need to add 1 rear projector for animation display. And also, they need to monitor this room by 4 Full HD camera. At the same time, they need to have a microphone system with 3 wireless microphones and 1 earphone monitoring. Also in this room, they need to add shutter door control as well. Room 5, they call the supply chain or loading demo. This room is acting as in-home end user use. They have some refrigerators, washer machines, and bring some end users from consumer market, and they need to check how he deal with the goods in refrigerators and washer machines. In this room, they need to add 255 touch presentation screens and to be turned on at need. Also, they need to add 260-inch screen for presentation. As well, they need to add shutter door control. Room 6 is acting like focus room, make like a meeting with a consumer or end user group as TV media. They need to add full HD production camera, one wireless microphone, and one in-ear monitoring. Last, they need to record this video using DVD recorder. Room 7 is like monitor room. One guy sit in this room. They need to add for him 32 display monitor screen and wired microphone with laptop. Last, they have some general requirement, wireless touch panel to control all systems and all subsystems, to add presentations to each presentation screen, to have lighting control for all rooms. Collecting all these requirements and data needs some other document and materials to help you as an AV system integrator to design your system. So you need to have AutoCAD drawing of all rooms for cables calculations and for AV signal transfer. You need also to have all electrical data of lighting systems. You need also to know the electrical data information of shutter doors that they need to control. Who is dedicated for this solution? Who is dedicated for this case study? Who is dedicated for this type of delivering this solution to retail sector? You need to collect all information from all project stakeholders. First one is the marketing manager. For the wholesale partners, for big brands, the marketing manager is the key point here. He understands very well what he needs. He acting like as the AV control. He control everything. He understands the behavior of the client, and he try to understand, and he try to deliver this understanding to his retail company. Also, second one is the IT manager or IT peoples. You need to deal with these peoples. You need to understand their existing systems. You need to understand how you can help them in supporting the provided solutions later on. Also, the interior design subcontractors. You need to be close with the interior designers, how to install the screens inside the rooms, speakers, microphones, and so on. Also, you need to deal with support services divisions to collect all data about the wall, it is concrete or blocks, to collect all data for electrical lighting system that you will control it. Now, we'll check how to start out your design. First of all, you need to freehand a block diagram. Once you collect the information, as we stated before, room 1, 2, 3, you need to transfer this words to a block diagram. You have a screen here, 3 by 0.5, so you need to put box for a screen 3 by 0.5, and to add the characteristics and the functionalities needed for these screens. As I stated before, every word have an impact on the project design. Every word have an impact on the cost. So when we say that we need a screen with least thickness, we need to consider this point. When we need a screen 3 by 0.5, there is no regular screens with this size. So you need to provide a video wall solution with the least thickness as you can. So it's not normal video wall at this time LED. You have in the back of LED screen a gap about a half meter and is not accepted by the client. At the same time, some other video wall need to have air circulation in back of the screen, so you need to add a space about 30 centimeter. At this time, the only way is to go to a technology, clarity matrix, done by planner at this time. They have a video wall screen with thickness of 8 centimeter. And this easy for installation sorry, on a concrete wall. At the same time, is easy for installation with the required thickness, as the client don't need to have a big gap in back of screens. So when you selecting products and vendors, you need to be precise for every word again. After you freehand your block diagram and selecting your products and vendors, you need to design and to draw your single line diagram. And finally, the layout drawings. And I'll give you now the final single line diagram to check the final stage of all these stages of all these phases that we discussed now. As you will see, it is a very complicated system. All these requirements have an impact in the single diagrams that you see in the drawing that you have. We have some design tips here that acting as the key competitive point for delivering our solution to our client with the least cost. The first point, you can use content sharing over IP network instead of using video switchers or digital media transmitter receivers. This will save a lot of project cost. Some other competitors who deliver the solution, in order to control the presentations all over the screens, they provide a big digital media switcher, 32 by 32. We provide simple design. We provide simple idea. Just to put the content presentation at a server, and you can use content sharing and to use the IR control to control all screens, and to use the feature of screens input sources. Most of screens have 1 or 2 or 3 input sources. so we can control by IR, control these input sources. And also, another consideration in this design, and we can't save the cost of it, is the selecting of video wall screen. At this time, the provided video wall touch screen and the provided video wall screen is so expensive, more than others, more than others technology. But based on the customer requirement, he need least thickness, he need no noise at all. He don't need a big gap in back of screens. So at this time, no cost saving. So what I need to deliver it to you is not at all time to save the cost for the client. Sometimes you can save the cost and deliver cost-effective solutions, and sometimes you need to go to a certain solution based on the requirement that he can escalate it. Last but not least, I have a message for the literal companies. You need to precise for the words that you deliver to your AV integrator. I have a message to the AV integrator. You need to explain very well the systems of AV to let your client, end user, understand his requirement and to help him to support you in delivering the AV solution provided to him.